Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. The Boots hype train will come to an end with first stiff test. And I'm calling it right now. Now, for those of you out there who are Boots fans, you'll hold your horses and let's not take it to the stupid. Now, before we get into the dialogue, like, subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Follow me on Twitter, Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. And leave that donation for that fried rice and chicken wings. Boom. Hey, Boots, you got to figure it out now. And his fans, they got to figure it out now. Boots, Ennis can scrap. He passes the eye test. But he hasn't passed the real test yet. Okay? He got into it with Evander. I don't really want to hold that fight against Boots because he was coming off of some inactivity. And to be fair to these fighters, when you're in an inactive state, to come now and get into a fight with somebody who just doesn't want to lose in Evander, he was there to get his ass kicked the whole fight. It's tough. So with Boots in his next fight, now he's with Eddie Hearn, he should be more active. He should have another fight announced here pretty soon, I would think, right? Eddie Hearn, he's with Turkey Al-Sheikh. I'm not saying he's going to be against Terrence Crawford. Hell no, it's not going to be. But there should be something. There should be something there. And we're just waiting to hear a name announced. That being said, it should be an opponent that can provide him more of a challenge than what Evander gave. Now, I still think Evander, I feel like I got to sneeze, right? I still think Evander gave him, he made him work for the stoppage, even though I still feel like it was a little bit of, I feel like I got a goddamn sneeze. A little bit of the secret society. Do you hate that shit where you got the sneeze right there? I still think it's a little bit of that secret society that had something to do with that fight being stopped in the sixth round around earlier than Crawford actually knocked out Evander. But that being said, depending on who he fights, I mean, I want to see what happens when he's in there and he has to go and dig deep and get through some anxiety, get through some tough spots, and where he has to ask himself, man, do I really want to do this shit? Because you saw when Ryan Garcia fought Duarte, everybody has an opinion on Ryan Garcia. I'm not here to say he was or wasn't on steroids with Duarte or on PEDs. I don't know that. All I can say is when he fought Duarte, you could see in that fight, knew that shit was coming. You could see in that fight that Ryan Garcia, he made a decision to not quit. Because boy, oh boy, you could see Ryan Garcia his body language was like, I don't like this shit. But he chose to push through it. Arturo Gatti, Mickey Ward, you could see Arturo Gatti was like, I don't like this shit. He pushed through it. And Arturo Gatti was in a fight. I can't remember the individual's name. Got another sneeze coming. Excuse me. It wasn't Ruelas. Shit, boy. I don't even feel like pulling up on BoxRec. But Arturo Gatti was in the fight where he was getting shit. Well, he was getting touched up badly. And he ended up getting a knockout, which is what he needed. But you could see, like, when you see fighters who have that quality, you know, that mental fortitude, that speaks volumes. You know, you're seeing, damn, boy, I don't know what the hell's going on with me. Out here talking about Jerome Boots Ennis and shit and got goddamn allergies. But you can see with all the great fighters, they've stepped up. But this is the thing. When they got hurt, they rose to the occasion. Now, Virgil Ortiz, even though I think Virgil Ortiz lost to Bohcha, I do. But you got to give credit where credit's due. Virgil Ortiz, he could have quit in that fight. He could have quit in that fight because he was getting knocked down. I don't care what no one says. He was getting knocked down and he was getting hit a whole lot, more than what he was accustomed to, and he had to make a decision. It's either I'm going to take the exit or I'm going to stay on this goddamn highway of pain and I'm going to push through it. And sooner or later, with all this traffic and all the congestion, you know, things are going to open up and then I'll be I'd be in a more comfortable space. And Virgil Ortiz was able to achieve that at some spots, even though I think he won. It showed that with Virgil Ortiz, like no kidding. And also for Bohachuk, you really got to kill them dudes. Bohachuk, the same thing. He made a decision at some point in that fight, like, I'm not going to give up any ground here. I'm going to face him. I'm going to face this guy. I'm going to fight, and he has to kill me. And I just think when you have fighters like that, win or lose, that says a lot about them. No one here can say anything about Virgil Ortiz going forward into a next fight. Even though I think he loses against elite guys at 154, I know he's going to fight. Bohachuk, whoever he fights, we know he's going to fight. We know Terrence Crawford's going to fight. We know Madrimov's going to fight. I'm just talking about 154. Keith Thurman's another one. You knew he was going to fight. Get hurt, he's not just going to take a knee or nothing. They have this quality. With Boots Ennis, we're going to have to see what happens. Now, do I think he has it? I do think he has it. I do. I believe he has it. But we haven't seen that yet. But what happens now if Boots Ennis gets his shit cracked? And I mean, not a little buzz, I mean hit, and he start dancing salsa in the ring. What happens when the Suavemente comes on? That's all I'm saying. What happened when the Mark Anthony and shit start blaring? The Jerry Rivera come on. You know what I mean? A little reggaeton come on up in that motherfucker. What happens then? You know what I'm saying? Because that's going to say a whole lot. And I think with the first stiff test, if he gets hurt and he doesn't respond, because his dad's his coach. His dad used to box. His dad still spars. They are a boxing family. But you can't make me believe, right, that if Boots gets hurt and let's say a minute into the round, there's 2 minutes left, and he's hurt badly. I mean, he's suavementeing around that ring. He's bachateing around that goddamn ring. That his dad's going to sit there and be cool for the next 2 minutes to watch his son, if his son hasn't been able to regather, to collect himself and gather himself, to see his son get the shit blasted out of him. Even though he's staying up and he's trying to throw punches back, you can't make me believe his dad's going to be cool watching his son get battered around that ring. Because you got Diego Corrales, who, when he was fighting Mayweather, he was getting dropped. Did Diego Corrales look hurt, really? Not really. But did it look like he was going to find a way to win? Hell no. And what happened is, it was his stepdad, but it doesn't matter, it's his dad. He got up on the ring, he was like, man, nope. And Corrales was pissed off. Talking about an example of father figure or someone who just cares about you and knows what it's like to be in the ring and fight and get hurt, but seeing you get hurt and decide, you know what, we're going to throw the towel in. Mark Breland and Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder could say what he wants. Was he on his feet? Yeah, he was on his feet. But I think Deontay Wilder was also, in addition to being on his feet, he was on his way to being beat to death in the ring. And what Mark Breland said, I can't take this. Okay? So with Jaron's dad, I think Bozy needs to hold his horses and be very careful of what he's saying because he's backing them into a corner. I mean, unless they know something that I don't know. Because if you listen to them, Jaron Boots Ennis would have beat Muhammad Ali. He would have beat Joe Frazier. He would have beat Sugar Ray Leonard. He would have beat Tommy Hearn. He beat goddamn Deontay Wilder. He beat Tyson Fury. He beat Anthony Joshua. He'd go into the jungle and come face to face with a lion, and he would eat the lion. You know what I'm saying? He'd go into a river of man-eating crocodiles, and it turns into a river of crocodile, crocodile-eating man. You know what I'm saying? Like Jesus Christ. Let's not take it to the stupid, Bozy. But we're going to find out, because I'm telling you right now, the test is going to come. At 147, I don't know. But I do think a guy like Barrios is a stiffer test. I think Stanley Eunice is a stiffer test. I think Kavaliauskas is, I've been saying this, Kavaliauskas is older, but that would be a good test. Brian Norman Jr., any of those guys are better than, in my opinion, than a Vanessian. And I'm not saying that as a disrespect to Vanessian. What I'm saying is, the Vanessian that fought Crawford was a different Vanessian that fought Boots. He was more active. He had more confidence. After he fought Crawford, he came back and had one bullshit fight against a guy with like 30-something losses. Then he fights Boots. So let's just be real about what we're talking about. But we're going to see. And I wonder what's going to happen. Matter of fact, Boots can get hurt and win the fight, and people will still say, "No, that ain't it," because that's just how the fans are. They're gonna sit there and turn their back on him. But over here, I just want to have that conversation right now, because when I listen to these guys talk so much, like it reminds me of Teofimo Lopez's dad and his son and Cambosos, right? We're gonna F them up. We're gonna beat those MFers, F you MFers, going into the damn gym. The people in there doing a little bit of training. Cambosos and blah, 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 going in and Cambosos' dad yoke his ass up. You know what I'm saying? All that talk just for Teofimo to get in the ring and have somebody put the bing bings on him, the Aussie bing bings on him. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying Bozy and Teofimo Sr. are the same. No, two different personalities, but Bozy is talking a lot now. And he should talk about his son. But be very careful when you start to travel down that path, because when the real deal starts, right, we're going to see what's really going on. Because right now, unfortunately, Boots hasn't fought any true stiff competition. He's fought some all right names, but it nothing for me to sit here and say Boots Ennis is that guy. He hasn't done it. Now I know some people out here gonna say, "Screw you, Hood champion. What's Terrence Crawford done? He's fought nobody. He's a bum. He's had things given to him." Yeah, you talking about? Now for you seagulls, right, squawking about dropping shit off and flying out of here, hey, you hold your horses. We all know Crawford is the goddamn truth, so get out of here with that. All right? If Earl Spence was the truth, then Crawford's the truth. If Madrimov was the truth, then Crawford's the truth. If Lomachenko had all them fights as an amateur and that made him the truth, Crawford beat the guy that had a bunch of fights that makes Crawford the truth. There's no comparison between Boots and Crawford except they both can switch it and they both can switch it. Okay? That's it. And they both could be cousins. That's about goddamn it. But we're going to see. And I'm telling you right now, I hope Jerome Boots Ennis can have a stiff test and pass with flying colors and knock the person out cold. Because that's what we need to see. We need to see him get in there and just make the fight one-sided. And at 147 now, I think Boots should go to 154. That's just me. But you know what? Go ahead if you can. I don't think he does it though. I think he bubbles up to 154 before he hangs around 147 to become undisputed. I know he kills himself to get to 147. They say he makes it easily. Bullshit. He drains himself. He kills himself to make 147. And I don't think he's gonna be there long enough. I should do another video on that. He ain't gonna be at 147 long enough. I think he's gonna end up going to 154. But that being said, the Boots hype train will come to an end with the first stiff test. And that's what I think. If he doesn't pass with flying colors. And let me see something. Take a look at something real quick, right? Where we at here? I could change the font on here. That's pretty cool. Who can he fight? I'm looking. I'm trying to be fair to Boots, man. We've talked about this before, but since his dad is talking, it's like, all right, let's see what's up. Conor Ben needs a fight, man. I don't know what Conor Ben's story is. He needs a fight. But where's Boots at? Chikadzian, that's horrible. Crowley, horrible. Sasaki, people gonna get pissed off, man. Check this out. This is Boots right here. The red column for the IBF. Let me expand that right. That's Jerome Boots Ennis. I already talked about this, but look at that. Goddamn Chikadzian. Hopefully that goes away, but he's the mandatory. That's a problem. Because, nobody wants to see that. Crowley, I think Boots tranquilized him, but who knows now, the way he looked, since he wants to sit in the pocket and likes to get hit, he tried that shit with Crowley. I think Crowley bangs him up more than what Evanescence did. Sasaki, hey, he's all right, man, but I think Boots had to be careful with the Japanese fighter. Earl Spence, he's not even fighting at 147 anymore. Patty Donovan, no one even knows who that is. Lewis Crocker, Nicholas Floss. You see, Alexis Villa. Let's just look at the names that he has a fight there. But I know Eddie Hearn's going to work something out, and hopefully he can do a unification with somebody. But outside of Brian Norman Jr., I'm not sure how that'll go. I think he handles Barrios. So Stanley Eunice will be a bit of an interesting fight, man. But that being said, I don't know what direction it goes with Boots Ennis, man. I honestly don't know. The verdict's out on him. But we're going to see how the fans feel if he gets in there with a Stanley Eunice or Barrios or Norman Jr. and he gets hurt or he loses, or even if he gets knocked down and wins. I want to see what people have to say then, because right now they're acting like this man could kick Jesus' ass. And if you're talking about Jesus like the Jesus that lived next door to Canelo Alvarez in Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, okay, cool. But don't be acting like he can come up there, man, and mess with, Jesus. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.